Well, we made it. Week number 33 in Topps Project 70. This is also the very last week of the baseball season. But when we look back in the coming years around Project 70, will everyone say this is the week the set should have ended? Look, at this point, if you're a Claw Money fan, you're buying this card, but if you're not, you don't see the real appeal to this card. So where did that Reggie Jackson by Claw Money fall in the overall print run for the set? Just 692 copies was sold last week, which means that card is now one of the bottom 15 cards printed in the entire set. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards, and the website that you want to go to for everything related to Project 70, and also pre-order every single card that gets released for just $18. It is my website, CRTsportscards.com. And so with it being a Monday in this set, we do have to congratulate the Friday print run contest winner. If you remember, I was giving away that JK5 1959 Topps Fernando Tatis Jr. That print run came in 1,981. I was surprised here to see that card fall under 2,000, but the winning print run guess was by Sean Joyce, 1,976, so just 5 off. So congrats, Sean, for winning this card free for me. After this video, I will comment on your YouTube comment and send you my information to get that information. And also, I will be giving away another card for free tonight, so stay tuned for that. But to be qualified for that promotion, you must be subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. But now, how did the week shape up overall? We did, of course, have that Shohei Ohtani by Alex Pardee coming in just under 11,000. Of course, that was the 8th largest printed card in the set. But the week overall, I think, was really a miss. We only sold 35,000 cards, and that was with that 10,000 or near 11,000 Alex Pardee. So the other 19 cards just didn't do well together as a whole. Yes, there were some nice performing cards. That Castlevania Clayton Kershaw by Ermsey, 2.7K. That one really connected with some fans. But on the flip side, though, there were 7 cards under 1,000. But it even gets worse than that. There were 6 of those 7 were actually under 900. And so as baseball season starts to wrap up and we start to have fewer and fewer players that are really driving the media and driving the noise towards baseball, where could this set go? And that is why I said at the beginning, this week may have been the week where they should have ended Project 70. And I don't say that being I don't want to see more card art. I want more art from these artists. But when you think about the longevity of the set, you think about the real sellability right now of Project 70, this week is when we are going to see card number 600 in Project 70. And when you compare this to Project 2020, Project 2020 only had 400 cards. So this week, we are now going to have 50% more cards than Project 2020 will ever have. And we still have over 420 to go before we get to the end of the set. But with baseball season ending, this is a complete, total different beast than Project 2020. When it came to last year's set, we knew the players, we knew the artists, we just had to figure out what the release schedule was going to be. And so it was really rinse and repeat every single day. But right now, when you think about the players driving the needle in a month, who's that going to be? Are we just going to be left with Fernando Tatis, Acuna, Trout, the big names, or are artists going to continue to take risks? Because when you see the cards that came out today, it really feels like this is going to be more of the same as we go over the next 4 to 5 months with this set. And so I think at this moment, the person who has to really drive the needle, it's going to have to be the 51 artist. We know Topps right now is not going to spend more than they are right now driving the set. So if an artist wants to perform over the next 4 to 5 dead months in the set, they are going to have to engage the fans in ways they haven't before. And if you're an artist out there who has not engaged the fans at all, you might as well start now because you have nearly half the set remaining. When you see stuff like the new Bryce Harper coming out by the Sioux Surgeon, that media for that card started 3 to 4 days ago. That's good to see. We need more of that through the holidays because if we let Topps direct this show, we know where that's going to go. But now maybe Topps does have a few things up their sleeves for the next 4 to 5 months. But look, today on the website, they had an artist called Risky on their main banner, so I'm kind of amazed that 600 near cards into the set, we're still making mistakes on the artist's name. So I think we all know right now that Risk designed that Hank Aaron. And then there are questions, of course, out there around the chase cards and the autographs, not from the chase card perspective around are they ever going to ship? They are finally shipping, but is every artist going to have a chase card? Is every artist going to have an autograph? That was at least how it was sold to us at the beginning, that everyone was going to get a 1-for-1 deal, but then Natural had 2 chase cards. So we will see what happens. Also, we have yet to see a redesigned wrapper card. If Topps waits to the very end to release these, talk about a print run crusher, those are not going to sell very well. So there were a lot of questions, and this is why I say this would have been the absolute perfect week to end the set. 600 cards. I don't know how to work that with the artist and the quantity and the number of cards. That doesn't really matter right now, but 600 right now feels like a great number versus 1,020. But now switching gears here a little bit to some happier news, I did get back my grades from SGC, and a few months ago, about a month ago, I put up a video talking about my process of how I eliminated the cards when they were in the magnetic to when they were outside the magnetic, and I sent 9 cards into grading. I don't have the seller images just yet from SGC, but I'm happy to report that 4 of the 9 came back as a gem mint 10. 5 of the other ones all came back at 9.5. So very, very happy to not have a single 9 in there, or 8.5. As we all know, thick cards are very, very hard to grade. I will also make a follow-up video when those cards come in. Hopefully, they'll be here at the end of the week. I also, by the way, from a programming note, will be out of town all next week, so there will not be a single Project 70 show, but I'll be back when we start talking about card 620. But as we now shift our focus to the 4 cards that released today that led off week number 33, what 4 players did we see today? First up, we had King Saladin with his Mike Trout. Soulfly released a dual card here. We have Vlad Jr. and Vlad Sr. Third up, we have Morning Breath with their Ken Griffey Jr. And then fourth, ending the day, is Risk with his Hank Aaron. And yes, there was an autograph available today. That Vlad Jr./Senior card by Soulfly had the autograph version for Junior. I thought that card could have been phenomenal if they had released a dual autograph, Junior and Senior, but no, they just went with Junior on this version. But now of all 4 of these cards, which one should I give away for free? I did not run a poll this morning on Twitter, so I do not know what the fans want to win right now. We do know that Mike Trout did not perform well on the last poll. I'm also not concerned or convinced that people really want to win that Hank Aaron by Risk. So we're down to really the Vlad Jr. and that Ken Griffey Jr. by Morning Breath. But we know the struggles Morning Breath has had with the set so far around their sales. So that leaves me just 1 card right now. I'm going to give away right now that Vlad Jr. and Vlad Sr. So 2 things here. Number 1, you must be subscribed. That's very obvious. Number 2, in the comments below, leave your print run guess. The person nearest to print run without going over will win that card free for me. And as a reminder, all print run guesses must be in before 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guess after the cards go off a sale, that's not going to qualify you for this promotion. And now this also may surprise all of you, some of you, or maybe none of you. When you think about my card of the day, it's actually going to be this Vlad Jr. and Vlad Sr. card. And it's not because of the fact that Vlad Sr. is on a Junior card. This is a dual card. But when you look at the card itself, this really feels like a Topps Heritage card. It looks like an insert card. It's perfect. That's why I wish it was a dual autograph card, because this feels like you could put it in a Topps Heritage set from the past couple of years and it would have just been an absolute perfect fit. So for that reason, that is why this is my favorite card of the day. But now putting aside that Vlad Jr. and the Vlad Sr., when I took a look at the Mike Trout, the Griffey, and the Hank Aaron, what things stood out to me when I saw them for the first time this morning? On that Risk Hank Aaron, it was the determination in Hank Aaron's eyes. I kind of forgot about the butterflies. I forgot about the really colorful background. Your eyes are fixated on the eyes of Hank Aaron. And so I thought this was a really, really cool Hank Aaron. It kind of reminded me of an Old Man Allen card, but a lot more colorful. And then on the Mike Trout by King Saladin, I think this card fits perfectly with the other 2 Angels in the set that he has released. Of course, you had the very first one, Joe Adell, and then the Shohei Ohtani. I think one cool thing here could have been if they were all from the same year, the same design. That would have been a nice little trifecta, little triplet set here, but no, it's not the same, but it is kind of also the same. So I think from an Angels perspective, if you're an Angels fan, you will like this card for your set. And then on the Morning Breath Ken Griffey Jr., when you take a look at it, you get skinny Griffey, you get rookie Griffey, you get the old school Mariners uniform. So for that, I really like the fact that it kind of took you back 20, 30 years to when Griffey was a rookie back in the early 90s. But the biggest unknown though is how well will these sell? Will that Vlad Jr., Vlad Sr., will that card top 2,000 because it has both Canada's teams on it? Will we see another Mike Trout under 2,000? Also, will the Griffey and the Aaron both fall under 900? A lot of questions, a couple of days we have to wait for answers. With that though, this will complete your Monday night daily download for Topps Project 70. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, what do you gotta do? You gotta hit that subscribe button.